This is from the Correspondents on Signature TV, and you're welcome to another interesting segment as we go behind the headlines to bring to bear events and happenings beyond what you see in the news. I am Emmanuel Tewasi, and on our lineup today, the director of Marketer Foundation was greatly celebrated as he marked his 65th birthday anniversary in Abuja. Then we'll also bring you Nigeria's reaction to the new retirement age for health workers and its impact on the depleting number of health workers in Nigeria due to the jackpot syndrome. Then we'll also look at what scholars are saying about COVID-19 and its impact as a weapon of mass destruction. Then we'll look at the Institute of Maritime Studies as it explores future collaboration with Signature TV for sustainable development. States defies Supreme Court order with respect to local government financial autonomy will come next after that. Then lastly, we'll look at the inauguration of the Southeast and Northeast Development Commission, which took place in Abuja. But before we continue, we'll go on a quick break, and when we return, I will go right into the details for today's segment. Do stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching from the Correspondents on Signature TV. Let's get right into what we have for you for today. Notable Nigerians have hailed the African director of MacArthur Foundation for his contribution to democracy, human rights, and national building and nation building. They praised Shettima on Wednesday in Abuja at his 65th birthday anniversary. Correspondent Nasiru Usman was there and documented the event for Signature TV.
Sitting in this hall are scholars, activists, human rights advocates, media executives, and MacArthur grantees who gathered to honor a man who has played significant role in promoting peace, justice, and democratic governance in Nigeria. Kwale Shettima has contributed to Nigeria's democracy, human rights advocacy, and nation building. But who is Kwale Shettima, and what kind of person is he?
Once you cross his path, Kwale will not hesitate to help you, regardless of any affiliation of religion, of status, of ethnicity, of race. It is not like that. He is just one person that's down to other, accommodating to everybody, and is ready to impact on your life, whether you like it or not.
Is a vivid example of humility. People that are like finished in life, people like are hopeless. Kwale Shettima has a way of giving them back hope. Kwale Shettima has a way of making somebody that is so unimportant feel that they are important, feel that they are a human being.
For many Nigerians, including Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations, Amina Mohammed, and former Governor of Ekiti State, Kayode Fayemi, the MacArthur African Director is a man devoted to monitoring young leaders and supporting organizations which have contributed to addressing development challenges in the country.
But one is wondering whether we've got mercenaries or missionaries. And one is those who live by that moral code to get the job done, and the others come for the salary. And I think that, you are needed more than ever to show people how philanthropy should be done, and how we should network better within philanthropy, and what better subject than democracy.
We're so proud of you, and we're glad to celebrate you. I know all of us here are here for just one single purpose, to say thank you to Kwale for all your help, for all your service to country and to humanity. Thank you.
The birthday keynote address, which was solemnly delivered by Dr. Emmanuel Akwete from Ghana, focused on the role of philanthropy in strengthening democracy in Africa.
As West African nations moved further into the 21st century, philanthropy expanded its focus beyond electoral support to encompass institution strengthening, political accountability, social justice, and economic inclusion. Recognizing that democracy cannot thrive without strong institutions and inclusive governance, philanthropic organizations began funding initiatives aimed at judicial reforms, leadership development, anti-corruption efforts, and public sector transparency.
A panel discussion on the topic of the birthday keynote address identified how democracy could be strengthened in Africa using philanthropy.
Nigeria has no business with aid. We have reduced ourselves substantially to countries that don't have 1/1,000,000th of what we have. And so we are all now fretting because Trump is doing what he's doing. No, we should stand up to it. We should look inwards.
The people must hold the state responsible to do the basic things that it needs to do before we can start talking about the intervention of philanthropists. I think if we pull back, allow the state to do what it has been doing, that is totally removing its hands from the provision of the basic necessities of life to people, then that's going to be a problem for us.
When Super Eagles goes to play, they say, Osimhen is not around. No, we are not going to win this match. So Osimhen is a good player. Who are our political Osimhens? Who are the goalkeepers that will support the new Nigeria that we want to see, whether in 2027 or in 2031? We need to begin to talk about that.
The celebrants, Kole Shetima, thank God for witnessing another birthday in good health.
I'm very happy, very excited to be here. Certainly, if I knew, I would have kicked against it. But I think that those of you who have put together this event, I'm very excited about it.
High point of the event was the cutting of the birthday cake with different organizations who witnessed the birthday, including school children. In Abuja, Nasiru Usman for Signature TV.
You're still watching from the Correspondent on Signature TV. Manpower in health, the Nigerian health sector, is depleted as a result of the jackpot syndrome. With the recently elongated years of service for doctors and other health professionals stem the tide, Signature correspondent Nolly Francis spoke to some Abuja residents who have been speaking on the new policy. Let's take a look at that report.
I think it's a good step. Number one, the older people grow, the more experience they have. Am I right? And the more you dwell on a particular profession, the more expertise or skillful you become. So even 65 is okay, but if we can have people of 70 years, they can still be brought back into service that are active, I think is a good one. Because abroad, they employ old people that are skillful and are specialized in some field. So 65 is nice, but it could be better.
I don't see anything wrong about it, because with my perception of that profession, doctor, I believe it's an experienced profession. Okay, so if I walk up to any of the hospital, could be private hospital, could be general hospital, and I felt the doctor attending to me is of age, I feel there should be an experience in him, okay, because it's something that he has done for several years, practiced for several years. With that, I'll be able to have confidence in them. Like now, I had a fracture on my leg, so when I walk up to, when I was amending my leg, and the younger doctor were coming around, but I wasn't having the confidence. But when the surgeon came in, I saw it's an elderly. I said, oh, for such an elderly person to be in this field, would operate my leg with, experience. And I had a very good confidence about that. So I think that is a good one.
It's a good idea because based on the unemployment I have, we have more youth that finishing their NYSC, there's no job, lack of employment, and the rest of it. If they increase the doctors, I am not going against it fully, but the thing is they need to look at the other generation that is coming. So if they increase their retirement age, what provision the government made for the upcoming doctor that is coming? So is there any job for them and all this we need to look at it.
Nice indeed. Nice. Because one of these days I saw something in YouTube. A doctor want to undergo some operation like that, and he was watching a YouTube tutorial before he undergo that kind of a thing. They are quite those of these days. But if we can use that old brain, and if they have that that old knowledge that they can treat and get it right, I think it's better. It's better like that. I like it that way. Is that me right? Yes, okay. I'm in support in that. Very, very support. I have that full confidence that these old men will do better than the younger ones, because they are no longer studying. How can you go on YouTube before you undergo a process like that? So I'm in support of that.
Still on the health sector, 5 years after the world was ravaged by the COVID-19 pandemic, Professor Ken Onwoba has alleged that the ailment was a weapon of mass destruction instigated by man against humanity. Professor Onwoba, speaking at the inauguration of the Anambra State Executive of the United Nations Peace and Positive Living Awareness Initiative, an appointment of some notable Nigerians as UN Peace Ambassadors, had in Awka, the Anambra State capital. Let's take a look at that report.
Ken Onwoba, who is a professor of law at the Poor University, Awka, insisted that COVID-19 was unleashed on humanity as a result of cruelty and deadly power play at the top echelon of the world leadership. He regretted that peace eluded the world ever since man revolted against the original designs of God, and commended the efforts of the United Nations in creating awareness in the need for positive living and peaceful coexistence of the human race.
The whole world, the entire world is in turmoil. Everywhere you go, no matter, even in the intellectual community, in scientific, wherever you go, how to get to achieve peace is a Herculean task. But I thank God, with men and women I see here today, we are on the move.
The convener and the international coordinator of the United Nations Peace and Positive Living Awareness Center, Reverend Dr. Festus Ozemena, said the world body was founded on peace soon after the First and Second World Wars. Dr. Ozemena emphasized that peace is the greatest treasure in a world that is under strife, as no meaningful development can be achieved in a rancor and crisis-torn environment, and commended the Anambra State government in its bold step to combating crime and restoring sanity to the society.
I beseech Anambra people to give peace a chance and practice a culture of peace for sustainable development in line with UN Agenda 2030 and AU, African Union Agenda 2063, and to support the state government in transforming Anambra of our dream.
Chairman of the Anambra State Council of Traditional Rulers, Igwe Chudubem Iweka of Obosi, represented by Igwe Emeka Iluno of Ifitedunu, pledged the cooperation of the communities in the state with the UN towards cessation of hostilities and other activities devoid of peace.
Under his watch, all the traditional rulers in Anambra State will do their best to ensure that their community is at peace. If they do that, you can see that all roads that are today being inaugurated, we have little But he's only saying that he will partner with you. He will partner with us. He will work with us to ensure that Anambra enjoys peace.
Other goodwill messages came from the Anambra State Commandants of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency and the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps. The event came to a climax with the inauguration of the Anambra State Executive of the group and the appointment of some notable Nigerians as UNP's ambassadors.
We are local.
We are right now with the wife of the man that was
Why the main market is in chaos. People are...
We are national.
Those in support of this motion as amended, say aye. Aye.
we have taken it by default.
We are international.
Israeli airstrikes.
Donald Trump left us the worst unemployment.
Signature TV, news in your pocket.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you're watching From the Correspondent on Signature TV, where we'll bring to you stories behind the headlines. The Institute of Management of Maritime Studies, University of Enugu campus, who are at the forefront of shaping the future of maritime education and research in Nigeria, engaged with Signature TV to explore opportunities for joint research projects, training programs, and public awareness initiatives that promotes maritime education, safety, and sustainability. Let's look at how that event went down.
The Institute of Maritime Studies of the University of Nigeria Enugu campus was established in 2014 when the former governor of Enugu State, Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, was the chairman of the House Committee on Maritime. The institute has recorded modest growth since it came into being under various directors until the recent emergence of Professor Florence Orabueze as the recent director. Orabueze, who led a delegation of the institute to Signature TV, spoke of her intention to introduce new courses and programs as well as doctorate degree programs on maritime studies in the university. She therefore solicited the cooperation of Signature TV in growing the institute and boosting the blue economy in the country.
We are now trying to expand the scope and introducing new programs in terms of certification courses, programs in terms of new courses, and introducing also new programs to have a kind of omnibus that any graduates of many of our faculties come in. So we are at it. And also extending it to having a doctorate degree, because we found that people that graduated, they are already marooned. So we have to help them, open the way for them.
Professor Orabueze also announced the forthcoming international conference of the Institute, billed for the 26th and 27th of February at the Conference Center of the Faculty of Law, Enugu campus of the University of Nigeria.
The theme is navigating the future, anchoring sustainability while bridging the gap between economic growth and marine preservation.
The importance of linkage between the citadels of learning and the industries in driving growth and development. It is therefore expected that the collaboration between the Signature TV, the Vice President and Chief Operating Officer of Signature TV, Barikumo Ado, commended the passion and dedication of the new leadership of the Institute to ensure the development of the maritime industry, which he described as truly inspiring. He, however, urged the Institute to ensure that the proposed conference and other activities of the Institute are designed to create impact on the lives of the students and the wider society beyond delivering of academic papers.
He is someone who's ready to sacrifice for common good. That's the only reason why we are here at Signature TV. We are here not because we're just another media house, but as a story we keep telling. And the only way to let people know who you are is to tell your own story. If somebody will tell your story, they will never understand it from your position because they don't know where the shoe pinches. I'll tell you better. From September to now, you have shown what you can do with the resources given to you. And for us, Southeast, not just a region, these are people with more than 80 million stories to tell.
The visit by the Institute underscores the importance of linkage between the citadels of learning and the industries in driving growth and development. It is therefore expected that the collaboration between the Signature TV and the Institute of Maritime Studies will create greater awareness and promote maritime activities, support research, and contribute to the growth of the maritime industry in Nigeria. In Enugu, Ugonna Owalo reporting for Signature TV.
And now to the issue of local government autonomy. State governments in Nigeria have called the bluff of the Supreme Court with respect to the financial autonomy of local governments. On January 16, 2025, the federal government, Federal Account and Location Committee, FAC, shared a total sum of 1.424 trillion naira from the Federation account. The local government got 361.7 billion, which was given to the states on behalf of the local government against the ruling of the Supreme Court. In the special report, correspondent Nasiru Usman examines why the state seems to defy, the Supreme Court order. Let's take a look at the reports.
Justice Emmanuel Agim, leading 6 other justices of the Supreme Court, on June 11, 2024, delivered a judgment which was considered to be a milestone in Nigeria's constitutional democracy. The justices had declared that it is unconstitutional to withhold funds allocated to local governments, dissolve local government councils, or appoint caretaker committees. The court also ruled that monies meant for the local government from the Federation account should be paid directly to the account of the local councils. The December 2024 Federation account allocations shared on January 16, 2025 for the local governments were however paid to the state governments, making the financial autonomy which the Supreme Court ruled an illusion.
To contravene the Supreme Court order, that is where the Attorney General, who is the Chief Law Officer, should come. If you feel that the judgment of the Supreme Court is ambiguous, is not approach the Supreme Court for clarification. The law is straightforward. You have no right whatsoever to direct how local government funds should be shared or used. Local government chairman is there with his councillors. State governor is there with the State House of Assembly to administer the money meant for the state. This one, okay, if you are now saying, would the National Assembly and the President control the money coming for your state? It doesn't work like that. So that is just it. If you feel that the local government chairman and the councillors are misusing the fund, you approach EFCC, you approach ICPC, you approach the police. They are not under immunity. They should be investigated. Where they feel that there is a corruption, they looted the money, they should be made to face the wrath of the law.
The state government seems to have acted within their legal rights as prescribed by the Constitution. Section 162, subsection 5 of the Constitution prescribes that the amount standing to the credit of the local government councils in the Federation account shall be allocated to the states for the benefit of the local government councils. A direct payment to the account of the local government as declared by the Supreme Court would have contradicted this provision of the Constitution. Section 162, subsection 6 of the Constitution creates more challenge in the ruling of the Supreme Court. It provides that each state shall maintain a special account to be called State Joint Local Government Account, into which shall be paid all allocations to the local government councils of the states from the Federation account or from the government of the states. When some state governors visited President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on January 1, 2025, the president said that he had no intention to take away state control of the local government away from the governors.
You have the control of your local governments. Do what you expected of grassroots effectiveness and restoration of their hope. It's in your hand. There was some gossip that maybe we had a disagreement or quarrel and everything when it was local government's autonomy. No. Just drive the development down there to the local government authorities. Nobody wants to take the control away from you.
No, I'm not taking anything away from you. You should take away something from them, please, for God's sake. The president should take something away from them and damn the consequences. And the fact of the matter is that if the president is bold enough, and then come out very strongly to fight on the side of the people, what he doesn't know is that, believe you me, the people may revolt against the other people, the governors. More so, like I said, this is a situation where you have the judiciary on your side, you have the National Assembly on your side. So what again are you looking for? You installed the principal officers of the National Assembly. You appointed the Chief Justice of the Federation. You appointed the INEC and everything. So you have the police. Why are you afraid of these local champions?
That thing is a political statement. Whatever the president said cannot set aside the Supreme Court judgment.
In effect, politically and constitutionally, the state government still have a firm control of local government in the country, unless the National Assembly takes steps to amend the Constitution. The financial autonomy expected from the June 11, 2024 judgment declared by the Supreme Court will remain an issue that rakes up political dust in Nigeria. In Abuja, Nasiru Usman for Signature TV.
All right, you're still on to From the Correspondent on Signature TV. This is where we bring to you stories behind the headlines. And for this edition, we have our correspondent from Abuja studio, Nasiru Usman, who will be talking to us shortly on his experience on the field. The federal government has charged the Regional Development Commission to be agents of change in their areas of operation. The Minister of Regional Development, Abubakar Momo, gave the charge in Abuja on Tuesday while inaugurating the Southeast and Northeast Development Commission. Over to Nasiru for that report.
Discharge my duties to the best of my ability.
The promise of a more inclusive development became more realistic on Tuesday as the federal government inaugurated two more development commissions, the Northeast and Southeast Development Commissions. The Minister of Regional Development, Abubakar Momo, who performed the inauguration ceremony, charged the board members to spearhead infrastructure, agriculture, security issues, and foster regional cooperation in their respective zones. The minister said the people deserve the best of development, expressing his hope to see greater development brought closer to the grassroots. He advised the commissions to come up with master plans for development in their zones and partner with the state governments and security agencies to promote security in the region.
We have just witnessed the swearing-in of members of the two new regional commissions, the Southeast and Northwest Development Commission, bringing to fore the journey towards complementing the efforts of other government agencies in bringing development closer to the grassroots. This occasion marks a critical milestone in our collective commitment to fostering balanced, sustainable and inclusive development across all regions of our great nation. The establishment of these commissions is a proof of the federal government's dedication to addressing regional disparities, promoting economic growth, and improving the quality of life for our citizens.
These commissions are designed to foster balanced growth, bridge disparities, and ensure that every Nigerian, regardless of location, enjoys the dividends of democracy. From roads and bridges to smart agriculture, food security, and clean energy, these commissions will spearhead critical infrastructure projects that catalyze economic growth and uplift the quality of life of our people.
The chairman of the Senate Committees on Southeast and Northeast Development Commissions promised effective oversight of the new commissions to enable them deliver on their mandates.
Our duty is to inspect us, and we are going to inspect you very well. We are inspectors, both the House of Both and Senate. Our duty is to inspect what you are doing without recourse to anybody and report straight both to the Senate and the President of Commonwealth. We are going to inspect you. We will change
In his remarks, Chairman Governing Board of Southeast Development Commission, Emeka Nwofo, and his Northeast counterpart, Lawal Samaila Abdullahi, promised to develop a roadmap to bring development to their respective regions. Also speaking, managing directors of Northeast and Southeast Development Commissions appreciated the President for signing the bill into law and promised to address challenges in their respective regions.
Our agency's mandate is clear: to promote economic growth and development, improve infrastructure, and enhance quality of life of our citizens.
The creation of this organization and putting its leadership together is a testament to his style of leadership, and we can only leverage this platform to pay him back with results, impact, and ensuring that we judiciously use the resources being bestowed upon us.
Deputy Governor of Anambra State, Onyeka Ibizem, said the coming of the Regional Development Commissions marks a shift towards greater grassroots development.
This will go a long way to begin to encourage planning for regional development. This is one of the ways of even getting development down to the grassroots.
Each board member has a tenure of 4 years in office, which can be renewed by the President. The inauguration of the new board members of the Regional Development Commissions is coming a few weeks after the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, announced that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has signed bill creating a development commission for the North Central Zone.
Welcome back. You're still watching from the Correspondent on Signature TV. This is where we'll bring you stories behind the headlines. We go beyond the news you hear to bring you stories and events that happen behind the headlines. And today we have with us one of our correspondents from the Abuja studio, Nasiru Usman, who has done a couple of stories, and we will be looking at his experiences on the field, particularly to some of the reports he has done. So, Nasiru, good day, and we're happy to have you once again on the show.
Thank you for having me. Good afternoon.
All right, Nasiru, it's always a pleasure having you talk on the show. Let's start from the point of mental preparedness. Take us through how you prepare to go out on a daily activity to cover reports, or whenever you have assignments. What is that first thing that comes to mind? What is the first thing you do before going out for a particular assignment?
All right, thank you very much for having me, and good afternoon, Nigerians. First thing I do when there is an assignment is I have to prepare, get set to this particular location or the particular place of the assignment. And one thing I usually do is I try to make a research about that particular assignment. For instance, now just this week, I did a story on the federal government inaugurates the Southeast Development Commission and Northwest Development Commission together in the same day. So prior to that inauguration, the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, announced that the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu assigned the Southeast Development Commission and Northwest Development Commission into law. So therefore, the board members will be inaugurated in few days. So when I got the invitation to attend to cover the story, I did a research. Okay, when did the president sign this bill into law? And who are those people that are the board chairman of this Southeast and Northwest? So I did the research to know who are these people, what is their portfolio, what is their experience, where are they coming from, what manner of knowledge are they going to bring to the table to make sure that they have something contribute differently from what has been done before. So, for over 54 years, part of the research that I did is that I noticed that for over 54 years, the Southeast Development Commission have been pleading with the federal government to sign this law into bill. But with the government coming of the 10th Assembly, the Deputy Senate President, Deputy Speaker, Benjamin Kalu, was the person who sponsored this bill and make sure that it was passed into law. So this is part of the preparedness in going for an assignment. You have to know the place you are going to or the assignment that we are going to cover, and you have to make some little research about that particular event so that on getting to that location or getting to that place of assignment, you not be stranded or you don't have any information. So with the little research you did before going for the assignment, it usually help. There are some assignment that they just give, okay, go to this place, so something is happening, maybe for instance like accident or something just happening. You don't have the time to actually prepare well. Okay, what is going to happen, or something happen now. You just have to go there, and when you get there, you gather the information, you make sure that you get the relevant information, and you make your story from there. You do the story. So that is part of the preparedness in going for an assignment.
All right.
I try to make it.
Nasiru, thank you so much. Talking about the numerous assignments, we understand you are also in Niger State to cover the aftermath of the gas explosion that happened sometime in January. Please, can you take us through the journey to Niger State? And when you first heard that you were going to Niger State, what was the first thing that came to your mind? And how did the journey go from Abuja to Niger?
Okay, well, from Abuja to Niger, we thank God for first of all, let's those people that lost their lives, may their soul rest in perfect peace, and those that are still in hospital, wishing them quick recovery. I went to Niger State together with a colleague, Josephine Bitrus. Both of us went together. Actually, I was a cameraman. She was the reporter that day. So it was like two using one stone to kill two birds. Actually, she did a story on it. I also did a story on it too. So with the preparedness, when they said they are going to Niger State, and the thing was like, this way that something happened a few days ago. So we were afraid, both of us. We were like, okay, let's just try and see how it goes. And before we left office, the instruction was, okay, when you get to Niger State, make sure you locate the families of those people that are affected. I don't know them. Their houses, I don't even know the people. Make sure you go to the place, their families, you locate the hospital, and make sure that you, if possible, interview them, get the caption of, get the visuals of those people that are affected. You know, this is something that I don't know. I actually know that something happened on Saturday, but the people that are affected, I don't know them, where they are staying, where they are living, I don't know anything about it. You know, I was just blank. In this kind of scenario, there's no way you can say, okay, I want to make a research, or I want to make to gather some information about this particular event. The only thing you can know is this particular incident happened on social day, and these are the people that are affected according to the report being published. So when we get to Niger State, luckily for us, we met some people that they lost their properties in the fuel tanker explosion, and we talked to them. We feel for them, because when they tell their story, it was so touching. You know, a lot of people lost millions of naira in that day. And the funny part of it is that that day was a deco market. You know, it's a day whereby the traders come together to sell their goods in that particular axis or in that particular place. So a lot of people, products, and goods and services was destroyed. And you know, the government said they will compensate the people. I don't know if they've done that. We are still on that matter up to now. So luckily for us, that same day when we were at that particular place, we talked to some people, and the 2023 presidential candidate of Labour Party, Peter Obi, came to pay a condolence visit to the people and to see the area that was affected. And you know, we interviewed him and talked to him. Okay, sir, Your Excellency, what do you think? How can we solve the issue of fuel tanker explosion in Nigeria? And one thing that he made mention was that the road, you know, the road in Diko Junction was bad. And he said if the federal, it's a federal road, not state government road. If the federal government did not fix this road on time, another one will happen. And a lot of lives will be lost. So he called on the federal government to make sure that they tackle the issue of this bad road. And he also said poverty is one of the reasons that Nigerians are still in the place where we are today. If the federal government can tackle the issue of poverty, and the state government, and with the collaboration of some other private individuals, Nigeria will get out of poverty, and at least everybody will be happy. So fast forward, we met a family, and this particular family of, I've forgotten the name of the father, he lost 2 of his children, and 4 got burnt. 2 were at the hospital, 2 were receiving treatment at home. You know, it was so touching that seeing those things, I almost shed tears that day, because they were small children. And when the father was narrating the story, it was so touching. He said these children were going for an Islamic school that day. He has instructed them that none of them should go to that particular place to scoop fuel, and they obey his instruction. So on their way to the Islamic school, the incident happened, the explosion happened, and one of his child that is going to the Islamic school, someone from behind came to hug him with fire on his body. So it was a good Samaritan that quickly rushed to pour some water on the boy's body, and before you know, everything has gone. You know, the boy was, I don't even know what to say, but it was a terrible experience. If you look at the girl, I think she should not pass 9 or 10 years old girl. She too, she got burnt. And when we were interviewing this man outside, one of his son was passing by and instructed the dad that, don't grab this interview. And the father was like, why? He said, the incident has happened already. So why are they coming? It's just like they're just making their own money. They just want to publish the story because it is something that is touching, that is affecting their lives, that these people want to make as a story or to generate money. And we talk to this guy like, okay, this is not what it is. We just want to tell this story. It's not just about, okay, the incident has happened, the media has covered it, and that's all. We came for the story after the story, whereby the incident has happened. So Signature TV is now doing a follow-up on that particular story to tell their story. And unfortunately, the dad told us that every child, like 4 of his children that were still that got born, the Magajinga, the head of the village, called them and some other people that have the same issue, and each family were given 5,000 naira to treat their children. And from what we had, this is not state government money. The money was from the emir himself, just to compensate, at least to feel the pain of these people. So he gave out this money for them, at least to cushion the effect of what they are going through. You know, there's hardship in the land already. So that boy we almost fought that day because he was insisting that the father should not grant the interview, and the father insisted that he will grant the interview, he will talk to us. You know, it's just something like front and back. We almost resolved into argument, and the father just talked to the boy, and the boy left. So this is one of the challenges.
All right, Nasiru, talking about, let me take you back a bit, talking about challenges experienced on the field as a journalist, particularly when you're covering very sensitive issues such as the tanker explosion in Niger State. You made mention of where you had challenges with one of the sons refusing that this interview shouldn't be conducted. Please, can you tell us any other challenge or experience from Abuja? I know the journey to Niger State didn't just go from point A to B all of a sudden. I know you stopped at some point. You also got to Niger trying to locate that particular area where the incident happened. How did you navigate your way from Abuja to that place, and what were some of the challenges you experienced while on your way to Niger?
Okay. One of the experience was that from the office, we didn't go with the official office car, we went with public transport. So from office, we take a bike to the junction. From junction, we waited for minutes to get a car that is going to Niger State. So we couldn't get direct Niger. I think what we got Zuba or something like that. So when we got to Zuba, we stopped at Zuba. From Zuba, we still have to be looking for a car that's going to Diko Junction. From Diko Junction, we get a car that is going to Diko. We negotiated for the price. From there, we entered the car. We head to Diko. Getting to Diko Junction, we don't even know the particular place that this incident happened. And we talked to some people that, please, we are journalists, we are going to the place that this incident happened on Saturday, and said, okay, no problem. Do you want to take a drop or something? Yes, we say yes, we want to take a drop. So we took Keke Napep, me and Josephine. So the Keke Napep man said the price is 1,000 naira. We don't know the place. We say, okay, no problem. Can't you bring it down? I think we negotiate the price. I think it's 700 or 800 naira. So, and we enter the Keke Napep. Surprisingly, it didn't took us up to 5 minutes till we get to that location of the incident. And we were like, wow. So this is what we were calling 1,000 naira before for us, just because we don't know the place. And he said, he's doing his own business. That's not his own problem. So this is one of the challenges that we face. Getting to the particular scene of the incident, some people talk to us. While some said they are in pain, they are not even ready to talk to anybody. Just leave them the way they are. Because the federal government and the state government, none of them has done something that at least will make them happy. They are still not happy, so we should just leave them alone. They are not interested in talking to anybody for now. That's another challenge. So no matter how we try to persuade them to talk to us, they said no, they're not interested. So we just have to leave them and move on. And unfortunately for us, we saw some people that who were willing to tell their story. And there's this man that said he will he has someone that is like a family to him. So the person, his daughter, when the incident happened, she was inside the shop, she was charging her phone. So suddenly the explosion occurred. And for this girl, I think she's 20 years old or 19 years old, she got burnt. And he said he would take us to where she is receiving treatment. And we said, okay, no problem. So we enter again to another place. They call the place Sabonse in Niger State. So we went to that particular place, and after dropping from Keke my brother, we trek far inside. We were just going. Sir, have you not reached the place? It's just by the corner. You just once you just turn like this, we reach the house. We keep turning, we keep turning, we keep turning. As we were turning, we were praying. God, where are we going to? We just hope this is not the last reporting that we did before they report us to. We were going till we found this house. And luckily for us, the father of the child, of the girl, spoke to us. He narrated the story of what happened, and it was a terrible story, but we thank God for life, and we came back safely.
All right. Thank you so much, Nasiru. While you were narrating this last part of the story, I was actually laughing because in my head I was like, you would have thought maybe you were being kidnapped indirectly, because from what you just said, you kept on going with no destination yet. All right. So, all right. So, we understand you have been on the field for some time now, and there are different situations and scenarios that play out on the field, particularly when you get an impromptu notification about an assignment, or you're going somewhere that is not within your locality, such as this issue of Niger State. Nasiru, I would want to ask, looking at the hurdles, the stress, and the effort, the efforts put in to beat time, to beat a deadline, and all of these things. Can you tell us an incident? Maybe you had to go out, come back late, and all of these, but the story must go. That kind of situation. Have you ever been in that kind of situation? If yes, how have you been able to manage these kind of situations lately?
Well, I will give you two examples. Just this week, the story of the federal government inaugurating the Southeast and Northwest Development Commission. The assignment took place at Chelsea Hotel in Abuja. The invitation we got was the event is going to commence by 12 noon. But my brother, the instruction I was given from office was to be at that particular location on point early, so that we can have time to set up and the rest. So we got to this place by, I think, after 10, past 10, 11. So when we got to this particular location, good and fine, they're still arranging the hall. So it was through commission that they inaugurated South, East, and Northwest. So when they finished the decoration, people started trooping in. The number of people that were in that hall, the hall was so small that even the Southeast Development Commission alone will not be enough for them. It was so, thank you for the video. It was so tight that a lot of people were standing. They were like, please, let's ship. The people that organized the event were like, please, some people should go out. Nobody is going out to my brother. Everybody was just standing there. Even they have to say, please wait, let's arrange the hall. People went out for the first time, they arranged the hall. They at least just like a means to reduce the number of people that are going to come inside the hall. After 12, this event has not started. I think the minister for state came around 12:30 or something like that. Before you know, the second minister, the minister of Nigeria Development, Engineer Abubakar Momo, I think came to that place around 1 o'clock. So the event did not kickstart till around 1 to 2. Yes. So before the settling down of everything, they finished that event around 4 o'clock. And there's also a reception of that event by the Southeast Development Commission. So what I did was, from that particular location, I filed my report and I sent it to the office. The editor, Chief Njoku, edited the script, and a colleague of mine voiced the script, and that story made 6 that day. So I was at the reception for the part 2 of that particular event. So while I was still there, I think they said they are starting that by 6 or no, by 4. Yes, by 4. The event did not kick started around 5-6 o'clock. So I finished that one around after 7 or to 8. I have to sleep in the office to make sure that this other story go for the 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock in the next morning. So after writing the script, I sent it to the CEO. The CEO edited it himself and sent it back to me. I went to the studio to voice it. I edited the story. I wrote the story. I covered the assignment. You know, it's one of the challenges that we face. The other story was, there's this story of the birthday of Kashim Shetima, the African director of MacArthur Foundation. The event happened on Wednesday. Immediately we finished that event, we went for another interview, which we left that location by 7 o'clock. So I wrote the script and work late and make sure that the story goes the next day. So those are the kind of the challenges that we face in this work. You know, it's not easy, but at least no matter the situation, you just have to try your best to make sure that you deliver.
Well said, Nasiru. Just by way of rounding up, do you ever feel like looking at these challenges and the hurdles in the profession, have you ever sat back and wondered why you even went into this profession, or had a second thought, more like you want to give up? Have you ever thought of giving up at any moment, at any point in time, while doing your duty as a journalist?
Yes. You know, initially, journalism is something that I love. That is why I went to the university to study mass communication. And from the way our lecturers explained to us in the school, is not different from what we are experiencing in the field. They feel like, okay, once you finish your school, the job is there waiting for you, this and that. They tell the story. So getting to finish university, you serve, after serving, you get a job, and you be like, the challenges that is attached to that work is more than what you were taught in the class. So talking about I think of giving up, yes, you know, last year, there was this assignment I went for. I was coming back from the assignment, and unfortunately for me, I had an accident. Thank God I'm still alive. But you see, this part was so terrible. It was something different. I have to spend some days at home receiving treatment, and in my mind I was like, I feel like giving up. You know, that particular story, I've sent the scripts, and I had the accident, and I still have to, because that day I was the cameraman, I was the reporter. So immediately I had the accident. I went for the clinic, I went to the hospital, they finished the treatment. I went to the office to submit, to return the camera and the everything. So I've forwarded the script already, which they are working on it. They returned the script to me, I voiced it, and I left. So I went home. So in my mind, I was like, why all this stress? You know, then I feel like giving up, but I just think that go out or go home. So I just have to say, okay, let's keep going harder. And one day the story is going to change for better.
All right, thank you so much, Nasiru, for your time. Those just one of the many sacrifices journalists do just to get you entertained and informed as well as educated. Thank you so much, Nasiru. It's been a wonderful time with you on From the Correspondent. And this is the much we can take until we come your way next week. I remain Emmanuel Tewase, and bye for now.
Bye.